A time when the voice of the past breaks through the walls of history and shouts into the present. That time is now. That voice is the voice of the Igbo people, a people so powerful in spirit, so unbreakable in will, that even the mighty British Empire trembled at the sound of their name. They didn't fear the Igbo because they were violent. No. They feared the power of their mind, the strength of their unity, and the depth of their culture. The British Empire, with all its guns and global power, was shaken by a tribe that refused to bow, refused to break, refused to be erased. You see, the Igbo were never just another group of people to be colonized. They were a force of resistance, a pillar of self-rule, a threat to imperial lies. The Igbo believed in freedom long before the West defined it. They believed in justice before the colonizer could spell it. They governed themselves with systems so sophisticated that even European scholars were stunned. They didn't need kings appointed by foreigners. They chose their own leaders. They didn't need foreign religion to find God. They walked with him in spirit and in truth. That is what frightened the empire. Not their weapons, but their wisdom. Not their violence, but their vision. So the British tried to rewrite their story. They tried to brand them rebels, savages, pagans, because they feared their truth. But you cannot bury a people whose roots go deeper than any empire's foundation. You cannot silence a voice that carries the thunder of ancestors and the fire of future generations. The Igbo stood tall when others knelt. They fought back when others surrendered. They dared to say no to injustice, even when the price was blood. That is why they were sold in chains across the Atlantic, because colonizers feared what would happen if the world saw their strength. That is why the world has been silent about their legacy, because their existence exposes the lies of colonial narratives. But the truth is rising now. The descendants of the Igbo are rising. The world will know that the empire feared the Igbo because the Igbo were never meant to be ruled. They were meant to lead. So if you are of Igbo blood or African descent, or if your spirit yearns for justice, stand tall, walk proud. The legacy they tried to silence is roaring louder than ever. You are not the forgotten. You are the foundation. You are not a shadow of history. You are the light that history tried to hide. And when you walk with that knowledge, with that power in your chest, no empire, past or present, can ever make you feel small again. The British Empire feared the Igbo not for their weapons, but for their wisdom, self-governance, and unbreakable spirit. In a world where empires thrived on control, domination, and submission, the Igbo people represented everything that colonial powers could not predict, could not contain, and could not conquer. They were a people whose strength came not from brute force, but from an inner fire, the kind that refuses to be extinguished. The British were not intimidated by armies or battalions when they encountered the Igbo. They were shaken by a culture that had crafted a society where freedom, equity, and intelligence ruled before the colonizers even arrived. The Igbo did not depend on foreign systems to dictate their way of life. Their communities were built on sophisticated forms of decentralized government where every voice mattered. The elders were respected, the youth were empowered, and leadership was earned, not bought, not inherited, and certainly not forced by any outside throne. This model of society undermined the very foundation of colonialism, which was built on the lie that Africa needed saving, structuring, and civilizing. But here stood the Igbo, already organized, already advanced, already powerful. Their knowledge of the land, of trade, of spirituality, and of communal governance made them a threat to the imperial narrative. Colonizers feared what would happen if other African tribes followed the Igbo example. What if the continent realized it didn't need to be ruled? What if the people realized they already had power, structure, and the divine right to lead themselves? The British Empire understood that the real danger wasn't in the Igbo lifting a sword, but in them lifting their heads high, refusing to bow, and declaring, "We are not yours to conquer." To break the Igbo, the colonizers knew they had to destroy not just bodies, but identity. They attacked their names, their languages, their faith, and their institutions. They labeled them as troublemakers and resistors, not because they were wrong, but because they were right in all the ways that scared the empire. Their refusal to conform to be tamed.
All right, welcome back, welcome back.
Or to worship at the feet of...
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Just a moment, we are about to start properly, okay, because I'm having a distraction. Just a moment, I will be right back.
Because the Igbo were never meant to be ruled, they were meant to lead. So if you are of Igbo blood or African descent, or if your spirit yearns for justice, stand tall, walk proud. The legacy they tried to silence is roaring louder than ever. You are not the forgotten, you are the foundation. You are not a shadow of history, you are the light that history tried to hide. And when you walk with that knowledge, with that power in your chest, no empire past or present.
Okay, so I just want to start with this broadcast, this video of this British white, I think from a US, I think he's an evangelist. So I just want to start with it because it is very clear that we don't even know ourselves as a people. And everything he said here is what we have been talking about. The strength of our people, the strength of Igbo people is not here, but we are not utilizing that. Anyway, that is not the reason why we are here, though. I just want us to go through something that is going on in Nigeria, the danger that is waiting ahead, the plan and target of Fulanis and their enablers, simply because they want to conquer everybody. Your ancestral land to them your ancestral land belong to them. So they don't see anybody. They don't believe that you have right to exist. So today your village, your town, your state, everything to them belong to them. That is their ancestral, that is their own. And this is something that many Igbo elites, when we talk about elite, it's not about political elite. Elitism could be influential people that matter in society. So they are the one I am talking about when we talk about elite here. Please don't always think about Southeast politicians or governors. No, it's not about them. It's about everyone, everybody that is from our land that actually that's supposed to do something for our people. They pretend that they don't see those things, but it is staring on our faces. Now, there's a video trending, few days now about bandit people, those banditry in their bush. They have one, sophisticated weapons, showcasing that no, what they call it, no Air Force base launching strike on them, no bomb thrown to them or thrown at them. They have not done that. So they have intelligence that were able to dictate the movement of President Morgan in Kenya when he moved from Europe to Kenya and when he's going to drove to himself to airport. They have this time to study the movement of President Morgan in abroad. but they don't have time to dictate or to identify who is responsible, who is sponsoring these bandit people or terrorist people hiding in the bushes, waiting for the ugly day to come. Then when you look at Yoruba people, they are busy looking for how to demolish Igbo business, how to put the house down, how to do this. But everybody, nobody is paying attention to the plans of Fulani. I don't know if is that the strength of their voodoo, or we are just stupid by nature. Take a look at this. Okay, just take a look.
And these are the people who claims that they are the owners of this particular country.
Start from the beginning.
And these are the people who claims that they are the owners of this particular country. This is the kind of rifles, vehicles they are brandishing right now.
Firstborn, I say you agree to my brother. Please like the
The
video.
security intelligence units, they are not saying anything. They are not doing anything. Absolutely, they are not doing anything. And these guys are so bold to flaunt these things on the social media. I believe no individual will have the courage to even go close to this place, not to talk of capturing what they are doing here. These are...
Good morning to you, our mommy. Happy May you're welcome, man. Now, please, I want you, as I listen to what Governor Zoku is saying here, I also want you to pay attention to the materials, like the car, the vehicle, the catapult that you picture or that they captured in the video. Everything there is not something that you buy with $1,000. Do you understand? Look at the vehicle. From one minor tribe called the Fulani, forget about those that are coming on. I'm talking about those that are born, that claim that they are Nigerians originally, that spend years in Nigeria, not those army crossing border now. Not because El-Rufai and Buhari, during the Buhari regime, tried their best to change, ECOWAS law of giving free entry to every ECOWAS, every country that is under ECOWAS, to go to move anywhere you want, around the region or different any country at all. Just come. They did that because they want to flood Nigeria with the people from other countries. If not, that Niger and Burkina Faso are holding them down. If what is going on now is just it would have been a child play, but it did not end there. One thing about Fulani is as we are pushing them, as we're pushing them out, they will keep on pushing in. They don't relent. But that people, once we push one, we go and sleep. Or even some people, some of our people will be fighting you because they want to be the one in charge of. If anything at all, they must fight within ourselves. That is where we showcase our strength. After seeing this kind of preparation, this is what they want to show you. The one that don't want to show you is on. You cannot imagine that. Just pay attention to the video, like I said.
Rifles, vehicles, they are brandishing right
now. Focus here.
The government, the security intelligence units, they are not saying anything. They are not doing anything. Absolutely, they are not doing anything. And these guys are so bold to flaunt these things on the social media. I believe no individual will have the courage to even go close to this place, not to talk of capturing what they are doing here. These are brand new machine guns. The price of each of these GMP, General Multipurpose Machine Guns, each of this particular machine is nothing less than $38,000.
One. Okay.
Sometimes this is when government goes to purchase it by themselves. So if individuals goes to purchase these things, you should be expecting it. All total expenses for one should cost nothing less than $70,000 to $80,000.
In an year.
3 of these particular machine guns are capable of wiping out an entire local government without.
Did you hear that? Now, this is not just because our people can cancel on by because Makandota. nke a bụrụ na ndị be anyị Chineke agọzọ ndị be anyị ga-eweta ego ife ahụ. Ọ bụkwa na anyị wee wekwa na ụmụazụ ụmụ ime ikorobịa toluru etoru wee obi wee ngabasị ya na ya na eso ijide with this material. Ị na-aghọta ọ dị ya, mana after ka Chineke gọzichara ndị be anyị, gịnị ka anyị ji egafe eme? Ka ife anyị ji egafe eme ife dị iche na anyị na ndị ugwu, ife dị iche na ndị be anyị na ndị ugwu. Ọ dịkwa kasị ebe a gawa another planet. The same thing that northern poachers are enjoying, that is what Igbo poachers are enjoying. Before you make argument, listen. As a governor in the East, you have access to allocation and everything, right? The same thing they do not have. These northerners, it's not as if they don't buy house abroad, or they do buy house abroad for their children, but they will buy it and save the rest to invade people's home. Our own people will say, we buy that one, buy house, let's say buy house in Portugal. They want to buy in Belgium. They want to buy in Spain. They want to buy in UK. They also want to have in UK. They need to have in Canada. Only you. You understand? Only you. And your children maybe 4, 5, even if they are 10, you have more than enough for your children and your children's children. And you still keep contact for them to excel politically. But when reverse the table to northerners, as a governor in the north, they still have, no matter how much they siphon and what they buy abroad, they know how to keep their soldiers up and doing without any shaking. Okay, let us bring it down a little bit. Because of Gentle and the group are now talking from left, right, and center, saying everything, speaking in a different language now. Forget about it, but let us be somehow, let us touch it. Let us calm down a little bit and just touch it a little bit. Gentle, gini kome, kedife, ife ojo ndị afọ na-eme to compare nke ndị ugwu a na-eme na ibulu Igbo ewete gị peso obere wakepụ nke a na-etinye n'ukwu ejide gị n'aka ị ga-efesi ma kirikiri. Ọ ga-afọ obere ife ka hapụ ma ya kene gị ụdọ n'ọnụ sef kwepụ gị ndụ n'ike. Mana ndị ugwu buzere nke anyị na-afụ kịta na ndị ebe a esendize ndị isi ndị amị ma ndị isi polisi ichekwa ya mekeshọn na ụlọ gị napụrụ ya. Ọ ife na-eme kịta in one country. Ọ bụkwa na ndị politicians ndị Igbo ada afụ destin ọkwa nke kacha ewe iwe ha na-afụkwa ya. Ha ma ihe a niile na-emenụ they know. But gịnị meziri na fa wee ike iwere esemokwu na ịkpa asị like ife mma ikwuru ebe a na ife okwuru ebe a read this message out. She said, my brother, it is self-hate. Okay, if not just how many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. But if we have, what made the Igbo ncha? You can afford a billionaire, don't make a billionaire. Contact and the power is with him. Yet, okay, go self-hate. Can this ever come out say abda? Ego kina, ego na kogi. Ko ike ikwu okwu ko gini. Iwere contact, iwere everything, but still self-hate. You know what? Man, look at in the north. I didn't make that lifestyle be best, but in every nonsense that sense. Because as you are trying to claim that you are this, you are that, you also need to understand the danger ahead. Otherwise, they will give you I get you give me for a grave, will give me 4 months, or what if you get no, we got an eye, what if you get no, what if you can alcohol? Or the blow ya. They were the coconuts now, not your blue then, Masibon Cape. My happiness is everything that is going on today is not happening to us, without knowing, it is facing you one-on-one. The only difference is ability for you to dictate it on time. Are you aware? Evans, I see you. Good morning to you, my brother. Evans Ike and Elo Chuku Patrick. Namo the Palace, Namo the Lucky Palace, I see you. Sandra, I see you. I see you, Sandra. All of you that join me, God bless you. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. As you can see, we are trying to stream on a second platform today. Now, Christopher Chukwuemeka is here. I see you. And Destiny Chinedu, God bless all of you. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you have not, please subscribe and turn your bell notification on. So each time we come live here or post anything here, you will be one of those that receive it first. So, my brothers, my sisters, in our only two ways, we have to do our best. The danger is coming. And I want us to map our time and begin to watch how they conquered other countries, because the template that Fulanis are using has been used before. The only difference is that this one is quite too easy for them. Very, very easy. We are busy celebrating, yapping nonsense, you know, making some unhealthy comment, not even being focused on the danger ahead. All in the name, I want to, now me get here, now me day here, now we day here. As you are doing that, you are selling yourself. You are selling yourself for free. Now, let's pay attention. Let's hear from your governor.
Being disturbed. This rifle can also go against aircrafts.
Okay.
Hence, it is closer.
Are you hearing that?
No helicopter. If this thing launches an attack against any helicopter, within the side view of the sky, it will bring down that helicopter. Now, I keep telling our people not to even talk about the vehicles they are flaunting here. These are armored vehicles. They didn't bring these things into the country on a hide formula. These things must be scrutinized, checkmated by the custom, the sea, police, and all that. But just imagine. Now, as the result of these things you see now, no prophet needs to tell you that the nearest 1 year, everywhere will be hot.
Okay.
It is not going to be easy. So I don't know what our people are doing. They didn't bring these things into the country under a seek and hide approach or thereabouts. That's why they are both to show it. How did they manage to drive all these things into the bush? That we cannot explain to ourselves. It is high time we begin to think like human. If we fail to think like human, then human beings will take record of how we ended up.
You know, sometimes our people want to, sometimes our people give us, we love to give ourselves excuse, like, we cannot do this now. You know, saying at the end of the government, you cannot be able to buy this kind of books. You can't buy this kind of, you know, school materials like this, that they will not allow you. It's not true. It's not true. If you truly want to get it, you can. That's number one. The only problem is that after getting it, your own people will be the one to make sure, not only that they give it back, the government claim it back, they will also make sure that they render you useless and your life, you may pay with your life. Do you remember the day Boko Haram started the operation? Do you remember? I can't even remember myself, but if you ask me to guess, I will tell you it should be around 2012, 2013. That is when Boko Haram started, right? Now, during those years until this day, nobody has been arrested or faced trial for sponsoring Boko Haram. Instead, when they catch their full soldier, they will tell you they will reintegrate them because it's a way of protecting and preserving them. Well-certified world-class terrorists. That everybody know. Who is reintegrating them? Who are those reintegrating them? Sometimes they are sponsors. Sometimes they are sympathizers. Sympathizers, rather. Sometimes. Then after that, they bring them back to government and start paying them handsomely, treating them well. Imagine somebody who is sponsoring you to behave like a terrorist and all that, being the one to reintegrate you. What are they going to reintegrate you for? If not to go in and penetrate and to understand the system and everything that makes the security of the country what they think they are. they started taking charge of that. That is why when PM said, when Eastern PM, PM talked about Abuja re-declaration, that is the way, that is the point. To make sure that our people in charge of everything that matter, that hold the country, they have succeeded. They are not professors, they don't drag professor doctorate with you. You bear all this good name, academically you are everything, but they are using their common sense to deal with you the way you deserve. Why I say you deserve? Because we choose to be stupid. No matter what you say, it's not going to change. I'm not saying it because I want people to change. No, I already know what will change the minds of our people. If you like, I will tell you. And that thing is, by the time I get blended by Koko, I get bundi here to the extent that now even animal will be showing concern to our people. I get bundi well. I'm not trying to tell you that I'm a prophet. I'm just telling you what the whole thing will become. It's a matter of time. So on your own little way, the only thing you can do is to support what you think that is going to help, and also, protect yourself and your family. There go, outside. But as the whole thing is going on, because every day you'll be seeing something. Imagine how military are showcasing their strength on people that don't even opposing anything to them. But in the north, imagine bandits and terrorists invading army base, military base, and that people are still moving in that region. Then compare what is going on in Southeast. I don't know. They will tell you that kidnappers and all that. I'm not in support of kidnappers. God forbid. I'm not in support of killing of anybody. God forbid. But you cannot. I'm trying to pick one or two things that is going on in our land that warrant this kind of torture, to compare what is going on in the north. This video is circulating everywhere. You will not see Ruben Abati, Rufai, Shehu, the one of channels. You will not see all these people in Nigerian media space analyzing this video. Who recorded it? Who posted it? What location? Who was behind it? Nothing. You won't hear anything. It is only people like us that will be sharing it and talking about it, showing concern. But I dare you to bring just two of this vehicle here too. Okay. Why I say two, so that it look like you have many arsenal. You have many arsenal. Because if you bring one, they will say you're just having fun, taking photo. But bring just one and bring this kind of machine they put here, then pose and take picture, make a video in Igbo land that you are this is your territory. So you are not a terrorist, no. You want to stop criminality of those pretend that they're working for government, making money from motorists and busy people in our place, stopping them or challenging them, which some people may tag as illegal, some may say that is, but I'm not here to justify. I'm just trying to tell you that do this. Okay, not even in Igbo land, do it from as a South Side, as some people love to call themselves. Do it in your own region and post. Let's us see. Asarot, for example, have license because he's a Muslim to bear arms. He even brought one of his rifle and threatened Igbo people that he's going to chase them anywhere they are. Nobody talked about it. Nobody analyzed it. Today, he's moving through that and granting interview. And none of those media, none of the journalists have bothered to ask him, you said this about Igbo people. What do you think about nobody? Nobody there to ask. And you see some Igbo people making joke of that and even condemning themselves. I saw a post made by I think Vanguard or something like that. Was it Vanguard or just a random post? I can't remember. But that post has to do with insecurity, what is going on in our land. You see Igbo people on the comment section. And in the ESM, make una come and say, in the I don't understand what's wrong with our brain. Listen, like I said, I'm not saying that we don't have criminals in our land. If you have criminal kidnappers, everything, you can deal with them the way you want. I'm not here to protect or to campaign for them to survive, no. But we have to also understand that some people, innocent lives are going because of hate, that they hate our region. Listen.
Politicians should always take cognizance of these things. At some point, it is not only just you sharing securities to yourself, among yourselves, and you just leave the commoners to suffer or buy under whatever reasons best known to you. But I can tell you that you may think you're sponsoring all these things and you go scot-free. No. It gets to some point when the ordinary man will begin to consider, instead of them to buy just like that, it is better they join this kind of people. These are the considerations people will start nurturing in the nearest future. And you have never gone against after any of these people. You only go against anybody talking on the cyberspace, against evil. If we should pinpoint one politician now and say this politician is bad, immediately they pay you money, you come after us.
My brother, Governor Ezoku, I saw this video you made, and honestly, I was dumbfounded after watching this video. But I need to say this, even the blind person knows that Nigeria is under siege. It's not a news. Nigeria as a whole, as a country, we are in a hostage. We are in a hostage. It has been sold before now. A lot of conspiracies, high rates of secrecy, a lot of evil, a lot of water have gone under the bridge. So it's not a news. But one thing is certain. You made a point that one thing in this life is that if you don't beat them, you join them. What's the rates? So many camps of terrorists, kidnappers, robbers employ the youth now. Because man no go dey idle now. Oh yes, we preach and they condemn evil, but we have nothing to keep them busy. No employment opportunity, no factories, no job. We are only consuming, power grabbers, those who are power drunk. Talking about election, not in another generation. What we are going to hand them over. For you to understand the kind of selfish human beings we have in the political sector. Political profiteers. The leagues of megalomanians. That's what we have. If I see myself in the midst of these people, I'll be ashamed. Honestly. But we have questions to answer according to our individual performance. We have questions to answer. Look at bloodshed. Look at innocent lives we lose on a daily basis. How many years of this country now? And what they call independence? How many years? How did the Britain arrange this country? That's the question. Who are those in front? Who are those in the middle? Who are those behind? Who are those who engineer the affairs of this country? Education zero. Business is zero. Finance is zero. Economy is zero. Everything. Those who were complaining when the democracy was restored in 1999. Some people were complaining from 1999 to 2003 that the regime was bad, it was corrupt, it was horrible. Now you joined 2004, maybe to 2007, second tenure. Now those who joined after 2007, probably 2014 through 2015 APC, what have you done differently? What is your contribution? What have you factored in to make a change? So many people, they read law now for them to get into the scene, to get into the cycle, and also make it worse. I know some guys that join armed forces, and I usually tell them, why are you guys always wicked? When you get in there, you forget the abuse in the society. They did this thing to you, and you didn't like it. Now you got yourself into that circle. I don't know if there is a spirit of wickedness attached to that clothes, to that camouflage. Let us make a difference. Look at abroad, the way they live their lives. Do you know that the things that make us happy here, the things that make us happy here, you know, think of leagues, you know, international football, Premier Leagues, La Liga, Bundesliga, people are yelling, they are waiting for it. Endlessly, they are waiting for season to start in a couple of days. Apart from social media, so many families will be in financial dungeon. Apart from social media, apart from the blue app, the black app, and also the red app. That's YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So many families, their future were, you know, revived, reshaped. Definitions were given to their names. So many guys would have delved into it for now, swimming in wickedness.
No matter how we say this, like I told you, it's not going to change anything. I don't believe that. But you have to say it anyway, because people, at least those that were potential victims, people that don't have don't have anything. No, you are not an influential person. You are not rich. You are just living your normal life. You are potential victim of this, because by the time these people march out, who do you think they're going to face first? You that is in the village, you that is in there doing your business, all those potentials will fly away. Some of them, not all, because some of them don't even know when it will happen. We are seeing what is going on in Benue State, and all of us think that is normal. It is just, it is a Benue thing. It's just Benue thing. It's not for everybody. But the danger is knocking at the door. It's knocking at your door day in, day out. If you have time, try your best and research and watch video of what happened in Afghanistan and Yemen. Maybe it will help you. Maybe it will help you to understand. Imagine facing these people. What language do you think you are going to use to beg them to spare your life? What language do you think you are going to use? People that have vowed to take life and to render you useless. Of what language do you think you will use that will spare your life? The annoying part, like I said, is that those northern elite, they are no longer telling you that they are owner of the country. They are telling you that you can't even do anything without them approving that. It's no longer bedroom talk. It's now one-on-one, and you do nothing. Then you see people from the south promoting and supporting that. Let us watch this video from a kind of documentary. Just watch.
To Equipping the Persecuted's first press conference in Washington, D.C. The reason we are holding this press conference is to draw attention to what is happening in Nigeria. And I know we have some people.
Mayatiala Breeders Association, Cattle Breeders Association are not breeding any cattle.
People who are on the front line.
That Mayatiala call themselves for people's cattle rally or whatever organization. They don't have any cattle, nothing, there's nothing like that. It's just well-organized sponsor and promoter of banditry and terrorism. They must fetch from somewhere to deceive you. We are not here. In 80s, in 70s, in 90s, do you hear, even in early 2000, do you hear this Meti Allah? Do you actually hear Meti Allah? The answer is no. Why not? And what is our job actually? Like we're against.
Reporting this cannot be overstated, but the challenge that they face is that the media itself denies the reality that they see and report. It is truly without conscience that you can witness the execution of people and have it denied because journalists are too lazy, too corrupt, too stupid, too cowardly to stand up and tell the truth.
Just like I told you, did you hear that part about journalists? Their job now, they are too lazy, too cowards. They don't want to stand up to say the truth. Like I give you example of Asaro Dokobo. He came out with his rifle, threatening that he's capable of chasing Igbo people away anywhere they are. Not even in Igbo land alone, anywhere you are in Nigeria. After saying that, then you now see an Igbo man having a handshake with this other dog, telling him, congratulations, thank you so much you are for saving our people. After we have seen the boys, after making the video in Igbo land, marching out and buying Igbo youths. And to some Igbo people, it is normal. You see, when we say that somehow our people are under course, some of us don't take it serious. Some of us don't take it seriously because you think it's just a mere talk, you just talk. Now watch again.
That is without conscience. And, you know, we have to stop being afraid of what people will say to us. We have to stop allowing those who tell the truth to be punished and those who lie to be rewarded.
We are holding this press conference is to draw attention to what is happening in Nigeria. And I know we have some people in that are, I was privileged enough to meet a gentleman by the name of Frank Utu. Frank is from the very community, Yelawada, where over 34 of his family members were massacred on June 13th. We are calling this the Father's Day Massacre. And we were fortunate enough to meet Frank. Frank was here in the United States, and we said, Frank, you need to come here and tell your story and talk about what has happened to his people and what is continuing to happen to his people in Yelawada. So Frank, I'd like to introduce you to come up and tell your story and bring some comments, sir. God bless you and thank you for coming.
First of all, I want to thank you so much for the very noble privilege of addressing this gathering. I want to thank the organizers, I want to thank Judge Saul particularly, and members of the US Congress. And I want to thank you so much for all you've been doing for Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Before I proceed, please, I implore you to stand up for just 10 seconds to observe a 10-second silence in memory of my brethren, my siblings, my relations, and all victims of massacre in Nigeria. May their souls and the souls of all the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in perfect peace. Distinguished guest, I stand before you today a Nigerian. But more than that, I stand before you as a witness for everything you are saying here, or you've said here. I'm a living witness. So today you are getting a tangible, concrete evidence from he who has been a victim. You, the American people, and indeed the conscience of the free world, have heard stories about Nigeria. You've heard about corruption, you've heard about misgovernance, you've heard about terrorism, and on the flip side, you also must have heard about our great sportsmen and musicians and our guys in the entertainment industry and brilliant minds all over the world making global impact in sciences, medicine, and every other area. My name is Frank Faga Uto. I'm from Yelawada, the very place where the massacre of last month took place. The village head of Yelawada today is my cousin Kumagajo. He succeeded my dad, who passed away in.
This is a Benue man reporting what his own, story about what is going on in Benue State. So please pay attention to every word that comes out from his mouth as an eyewitness, not a political statement, the real deal. Listen.
2023. I'm a lawyer and a graduate of the law school of the Northumbria University School of Law in the northeast of England, Newcastle. But today I'm a graduate student at the University of Central Oklahoma. I've come straight from the heart of this unfolding tragedy. Last month, like I said earlier, over 200 people who are my friends, my family, my neighbors were brutally, gruesomely, in the most cruel manner, killed. But before then, every month, we do record 10, 20 deaths from in the hands of these terrorists. But it has never been pronounced because we lived with it in the last 10 years. Last month was different because of the sheer number, the sheer size of what happened. 34 members of my family were annihilated. 34 members of my own immediate family.
Wow.
My auntie, who was pregnant with twins, was butchered. Her belly was pierced, and they removed the twins and slaughtered these twins, the fetuses. My friend, who just came to the village that day, he spent 7 years studying pharmacy in the university and had graduated a year ago and had done his housemanship and came to the village, and they killed him. That they burnt him to death in his room that night. My sister, God's mom, Mary, a very devout Catholic who has been an altar server, who is a 300 level student, that's how we call it in Nigeria, third year student of accounting in Nasarawa State University, was butchered and her brain was spilled out that night. Children, 1 month old, 3 months old, aged 70 years, 80 years old people who cannot flee, were cycled with fuel in their room and burnt to death. When this massacre happened, the first call I got, very first thing in the morning, the first 8 names I asked after spontaneously were all killed. The first 8 names. It was that 20% of my village was annihilated. We're a village of about 2,000, and about more than 200 were killed on that day. Relative to America, it's like 30 million Americans, so 50 million Americans killed in a single night. That was just what happened. For too long, the true nature of this conflict has been obscured by euphemisms and mischaracterizations, just like what you say there. Some call it climate change, some call it grazing routes, but those are the euphemisms for the true context, the essence of exactly what is happening. So we in the Middle Belt have faced a calculated, systematic act of terror, and I'm here to tell you unequivocally that Nigerian Christians, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, have been facing genocide. And of course, that's exactly what's happened. I assure you, when armed militias converge in your village and start killing and shouting the internationally recognized slogan and motto of jihadists all over the world, Allahu Akbar, it's no longer ethnic, it's not political, it's strictly religious. And that was exactly what they were doing that night. That was a chant from beginning to end. They were killing and shouting Allahu Akbar every step of the way. And you know the funny thing? They took 4 hours doing that. And let me paint a graphic picture of what Yerota is. My village is situated on the federal highway, what you call the interstate in America. So it's not a village in the hinterland where the road is impassable. It's a village that is just 25 minutes drive to the state capital, Makurdi, where there's an Air Force base, the Tactical Air Command of the Nigerian Air Force, where they could deploy a drone. It's 25 minutes drive. And in Makurdi, there's...
Do you know why he highlighted that this part, the location of his village, is to let you know that Government should have done something if truly they want to do something. But because they are the sponsor of this, and remember, they said why they're buying people, they keep on shouting Allah Allah Akbar. What does that tell you? Is not headers, farmers clashing that Nigerian news, like to say that narrative. The thing is that it is well-known plan, well-premeditated attack, well structured, and it is turn by turn. You see this breakfast, it is turn by turn. As long as you make yourself available, as long as your plate to receive your own share is ready, they will give it to you, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. They have the zeal, the courage, or when everywhere was tight. Is it now that everywhere is very, very loose? Is it now that they think that they will resist? No, that is the fear. That is the problem. And the annoying part, why our own it will be so different and so hot, is that we are not fighting inside more than outside. And let me just leave it, because I said something. Was it not day before the yesterday that if I am in the leadership of anything, not Nigerian government, anything, I'm talking about in Biafra movement, if I'm like COS anything, that I wouldn't have bothered now to even talk about Fulani and people that are like military and soldiers that are trying to help Fulanis to conquer our land. I would have started from within. If you feel like a boy, but I think that should be the best way, because there's no way you will go out and struggle and come back home, and once you bring that victory home, somebody that relaxing at home will now destroy that your effort. What is the point? There's no need for you to go out and fight then. You should start fighting inside. A good fight. No, I'm not saying you should start fighting, committing crime. No. But there's some group of people, some of our people that are still well ready and trusted that you can have their word. But they are non-silent, reasoning because those ones that were ready to sell everything are more noisier. They talk a lot. They block the way for general people to move, to come on and do what they cannot do. So ability to dictate them and to discard those that are supposed to discard, push them, sideline them, and forward ahead is what is needed at this point in time. If John, I see you, Destiny Chinedu, you are asking me a question. My question now is which way forward? My brother, that's a million question. I won't lie. This your question sounds very simple, but it means a lot. We will just hold on. Let's see how far we can go on this one. Please, if you are just joining us, make sure you like the video and subscribe to this channel. All right, please make sure you like the video. Very, very important. Our people, once they see this kind of broadcast, that's why I said that our people are not ready. I will tell you for free. Reason why our people are not ready is this: once you are doing this kind of broadcast, they will come in. They won't stay. They will go. They will go elsewhere to watch something, because our people prefer to hear where you are talking about. If there's kind of, I don't want to say saga video, but you know what I mean. If you are helping them to talk about people that they perceive as the enemy, or people that they don't like, a Jupiter now watch. You will see 200, 300 watching live. But when you begin to tell them this is the problem that are ahead, this is what is going on, nobody want to hear. That is the power of voodoo of Fulanis, to shift your mind from the main thing and to begin to. So, but anyway, I'm not here for that. If I am here because I know the kind of video that will come here to bring, and all of you people, they will Jupiter banana leg mass right on. We are solidly behind you. You cannot be behind me now that we are talking about highlighting the main issue. Everybody is running. Once they come, they run because of what? This thing you are talking about. It has once, God forbid, if they lay hand on someone that is very close to you, or even you yourself, I know few people that have reached out to me that their brothers and sisters are victims of kidnappers, and they're now looking for account to support. But I don't have account to give anybody. My own is to tell you that I'm not member. Yeah. So you can go and ask. So every Saturday, USB government always open mic and the fundraising. You can come in through space and ask any question. They would direct, not me. Okay? Now listen. Pay attention.
The presence of the 72 Special Forces Battalion of the Nigerian Army.
Please like the video, like the video.
And then the next capital, the capital of Nasarawa State, Lafia, is placed 51 kilometers away from my village. So we are sandwiched by two capitals, state capitals, on the highway, on the interstate. And these terrorists operated for 4 good hours, burning everybody in the village. That points exactly to what has been an established fact: state complicity.
State complicity. State what? Complicity. I'm not the one saying it. You are hearing it from the person, a Benue man. You know, the most scary part of all this thing we are saying is that Benue is not in Meduguri. It's not in the Jos. It is a stone throw to Enugu. Enugu is a stone throw to Port, and stone throw to Anambra, stone throw to Adanebon. So this region is the main issue. By the time they conquer Benue, somebody reached out to me from Benue parts, Igbo speaking parts, and told me that, can you help me inform USB government that our people, Igbo part in Benue, the Fulani are buying them like chicken. Nobody is talking. They don't have any voice, nothing to, nobody is speaking for them. Do you understand that? But our people don't understand. You that the killing has not started from your region. You are looking to watch video. Oh, go to first and resign. We go to first. Why did he resign? That's what you want to hear. In as much as we are debunking some of these criminals, like pretending and masquerading themselves that they are fighting for you, and just to siphon money, to make money from you, in as much as we are talking about them, we should not also forget that the cry of Benue people. Remember, Benue people are not cowards. That's one thing you need to understand. During the time of the Nigerian Civil War, these are the warriors that actually fought like never before. You see those parts? Not Fulanis, not Hausas per se. They tried their own, but the main strength of them, of Nigerian military then, was from Benue and all those middle belts. If you don't know D.Y. Dajimanko, that is where they are not cowards. But now see what Fulanis are doing to them. The only problem that the only problem they have in their midst is that they don't have Master Manukan. They don't have Simon Ekpa. What about it? You have all these people. Our people are the ones that put PM where he is today. Our own people signing petition, even to the extent of appearing in a law court to testify against Simon Ekpa, the former prime minister. Do you know how deep that sounds? And every time there are such villages or keep people in our land, nobody dare to question those that actually enable PM to be where he is today. Massive can happen in dark. People, everybody is accusing each other. With PM on is very, very transparent. So use those people that came out with showing you their face, their strength, and everything. Telling you, Kolo one-on-one, that I'm the one that put PM dead. And I give me yours. Like Quebec is telling everybody that PM, you make sure that PM spent 60 years there. Recently, we are now hearing from Chibo's Egwatu telling the whole world that Masanokano, now, are you still looking for those who orchestrated the arrest? Is it coincident that immediately Metiala came out and began to give place bounty on Masanokano disappeared? Our people. Then the same people will come online once anything happen in our village, courtesy of what they contribute, what they did do. They will be telling Are you not connecting? Are you not feeling it? So sometimes, are you not supposed to be Fulani? You have people that are worse than Fulani in your midst. I'm not, there's no need to hide it to you. We have people that are worse than Fulani. Without them, Fulani cannot do anything. You see all this, look, no matter the whooping that Fulani lay hands upon today, only a boy state youth can defend the entire Biafra land because they are born warriors. I'm just telling you, only a boy state people can do it. But the problem is those lazy ones, those who bread who will make youth. Their own is to come down and analyze people negatively, to plant and sow evil seed in their midst, just to make sure they get back at you. Like I said, if not this kind of broadcast, I don't normally bring it here because many of you don't like it. When we are talking about the real, that's why I said, Mazi, you don't talk about what is going on in our land. From now to Mondo, nobody will hear from them. They don't care. All our youth want to know whether who will crack me up, who will make me laugh, who will, and if you focus on that kind of broadcast, for how long are you going to do that? Don't get me wrong, sometimes it's good to expose them, right? But also we need to also put one plus one to remember that year to year, it remained 2. There's no need to divide it. It is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. Current constant. Now, what is going on today in Okigwe? Just ask yourself, what is that crime that's going on in Okigwe that warrant military to invade the villages and buy people? Not 1, not 2. They went there with even like Gentle and then their makeup in that video. They said it that once they invade the village, once they invade any home, they will not only kill people, they will also loot properties. Pot, plate, spoon, name it. All these kitchen appliances, house appliances, wardrobe, your clothes, they will pack it and go. Then that thing has happened, and it's still going on. But the one that did not tell us is because nobody believed that they will, after killing people, they will also take their head. That one, you cannot tell me that it's a lie, it's a propaganda. The video is here. People are saying the video is there. Who recorded this video? Military, of course, have their own clip. Then aftermath, people went there, owner of the land, of course, come back to see how they have damaged the place. Before they invade it, somebody announced to you, your brother, the man called the Bekodike. He's not spirit, he's the one. Many people know him. I don't know him. And I also don't want to know him. I don't have any problem with him. But I'm just telling you that your own people made the announcement, bragged that they will do this to your people. Yeah, yes, it sounds like well, yes and yes. As we are doing that, what you have just done is giving those terrorists green light that they can do more. You are vulnerable. You guys are stupid. That we are people, and right? Don't worry. They will go. They will go to other villages. Believe you me, they will go to other villages. That is it. We are heading in course. Do you actually believe that it is Nigerian intelligence unit that spied on Ikosa and find his location and buy him? It is our people, those that are dying and whining with him. You can't see that even as some of you claim that Yorubas are coward, they are still far better than all of us. In terms of keeping togetherness and secrecy. You think they love themselves? They have, like Iko Ikina, many of them don't like him. Many don't like, but you can never see them signing petition to arrest Koiki. Sondibo is moving. You think that all of them, Sondibo don't have enemy? Of course he do. But the enemy don't hate him to the extent of signing petition for foreign people to hold him. Are you getting the point? But our own people, no. Even if you don't give them away their dime, they just want to do it to prepare you. They will just want to do it to prepare you, nothing more, just to prepare you. because their own joy is to see you crying. Now look at the Benue man, what he's saying here. Let us be honest. If they put Benue people and put Igbo people, who do they full and love? Or you think they love Igbo people than Benue? So if they buy Benue with that kind of agreement, with that kind of joy, with that kind of strength, they don't care. They can buy children, buy a mother, even to bring pregnant women, the child in her womb, and slaughter the fetus and everything, and just those things they did there, they will do it times million times if there's anything like that in Igbo land. If they have access, if they have chance to do that, they will do it, and you will do nothing. In fact, you see a full Igbo man in the Nigerian media justifying that these are people they don't listen, they are stubborn. You know, there's children nowadays that are stubborn. That government tried their best because this government, government have to go there and show them strength. A Benue man is yet narrating the story, telling you if that kind of thing happens to people, everybody will mute them and waiting for someone to come and talk. After all, he knows how to talk. Let him talk for us. That is why I don't believe that these invaders will not succeed in our land. They will succeed. It is a harsh truth. You see, these land grabbers, it's a matter of time. They will succeed. They will invade our land, and many of us will lose our loved one. Sometimes it could be even you. Yes, because nobody knows when it's going to happen. But whether it will happen, it will happen. You gotta write it somewhere. It will happen. Let us hear the story from the horse's mouth. Listen.
Distinguished audience, the Nigerian government, despite its pronouncement, has demonstrably failed to defend us. Time and again, when our villages are attacked, help is either non-existent or deliberately arrives too late. Worst, when our young men, driven by desperation to protect.
Did you hear that part? Deliberately arrived too late. They deliberately arrived too late. Like when they call them that they're like, nah, this is what is going on now. They're so okay, we are coming. After 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, those that have committed the crime must have called them and said, we are done, you cannot come. You know, normally I don't believe this until the story of what happened in Four Corner, where Fulani bandits blocked everywhere in Four Corner in Enugu State, dealing with the travelers. Not one, not two, and few weeks later they went to Ihamufu then. Because the Ihamufu people have been doing this same thing as I told you. Once you go there to save them, they will leak the information, and youth that went there will struggle to survive. They keep on doing that, and they are under threat. But few leaders in their midst was doing that, and the people from the community know them and kept quiet. If you have people in your village today, in your town, maybe those that normally parade themselves with government contact and all that, if anything happens in your village, they will not allow you to fight back because they don't want to miss their contact. So your life is what they will use to build a political career. So life of your loved ones. And they're always few. They're always few. Those people that I'm talking about, you know, when we say our people, it's not entirely our people, but few people in our midst are the ones doing that. I'm not saying you should not report crime, but what I'm talking about is that those ones that want to build a political career at the detriment of your own existence, they are always few in number, but their job is to make sure that all the people pay with their life for them to build a political career. So if you ignore them, no matter how you preach, no matter how you prepare, they will end up turning it upside down. That is gospel truth. There's no way to waste about it. Until you respond to them, then only whatever you want to do to protect yourself, you can only work. Without it, you go nowhere. Then what did he do? He traveled to Finland just because she want to be, you know, she want to serve in truth and honor. Only where you want to show this is when it matters that has to do with your people. Have you seen that Gojuku talking about insecurity in the north and the strategy on how to how to stop it traveling to Finland or traveling to UK to sanction to no. Blanco don't do that. It's a taboo. Master Makano knows how to sign petition to Master Makano wife, not Master Makano. Master Makano wife know how to form team with Chike Dozemo, with Azayoba, with all these names in US to form alliance to capture PM, to prove to Finland that truly he's this. Mazakano realized she have the brain, Mazakano wife, sorry, have the brain to go to lure form party with Joffo and Blanco no, and go to Finland embassy and submit valid document. Prove that, you know, my husband started it and we don't want this. People don't want to talk about it. Instead, we want to talk about it. The Nigerian government release our brother. Who is this Nigerian government? Nigerian government have names. Who are those in that government you're talking about? You understand? Who are those ones? Many of you know how to broadcast. Many of you know how to talk. But fear of I get you. The only person that will come after you that need a broadcast, quite a lot of people. They're the only one. That's why sometimes they will call, my brother, where are you from? My brother, what country are you? What's your time with them? These are deceivers. And you need to mark them, monitor them very well. Excuse me.
Their families organize themselves in self-defense. They are often met not with support, but with arrest and detention by the very authorities who should be protecting them, leaving our communities even more vulnerable. This is not just neglect, it is active disarming of the victims. Therefore, I stand you today to make an urgent, fervent plea, a plea for the conscience of America and the global community. One, I reaffirm what my bishop, the bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Makurdi, Bishop Anagui, said today, U.S. Subcommittee on Africa, Congressional Subcommittee on Africa in March this year, that let's designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. The systematic, egregious violations of religious freedom against Christians in northern Nigeria demand this designation. This is not merely symbolic. It triggers mechanisms for focused diplomatic and economic pressure, sending an unmistakable message to the Nigerian government and the perpetrators that the world is watching and will not tolerate this genocide and injustice. Secondly, we need intervention, not indifference. We need active, robust intervention from the United States, the West, and all people of goodwill across the globe. We need monetary and humanitarian aid, very especially, to help rebuild our villages and take care of the medical and clothing needs of our people, as well as food. Our people don't have food now. They hardly eat in a day. Beyond the humanitarian aid.
Okay, you know, I was praising this man until he started begging for food. I understand. Don't mind me. Don't mind my manners. The problem of our black people, our problem, you know, when I'm not talking about only him, all of us, I myself included, is that sometimes we know that we have problem, but how to go about to solve that problem is always a problem to us. And he's a Christian. Of course, I'm not expecting anything different, because as a Christian, our brain is not with us. I'm not talking about by accepting being a Christian. No, I'm talking about the way we all often see other people. If this guy happened to be a Muslim, he will not be talking about food. His number one priority should have been how to solve this problem once and for all. Once and for all. First thing first, you educated, you know history, you can read and write, you can research, right? Then after researching, reading all those things, you still don't know how to utilize your findings to actualize your results, to get your result. You don't know how to use it. Here he's begging for aid. When you hear aid, he's talking about sending us towel, pot, rice, beans. mangara fish, maggie, crayfish, clothes, blanket, bucket, cutlass to cut grasses, man, mat, or foam probably. That is aid and a in IDP camp or building another home that will eventually be invaded in years to come. Rebuild. What is the cause of this problem? Why was your village? Why was it invaded in the first place? What happened? If you can figure out this, then you are ready to exist. But as long as you are still dangling, you are you are making a very big mistake. Okay? Use the way people watch program like this to know that our people are not ready. That's all. Our people are not ready. It is a harsh truth. You think if our people are ready, Ngozi Rebels will be facing this level of attack she's facing, and if nobody bother to question those that are attacking her, or PM will be facing the attack he faced, nobody question to bother about it. No. Or Mazamakan will be here, will be where he is all this while. No. It's a sign that our people are not ready. What I mean by our people, I'm talking about people who supposed to, who have assignment to do. Not if you check the population, we are ready. People that actually want it are many, but people that have been destined to carry out some assignment are not ready. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. People who are destined to play a very vital role, they are not ready. But people who are current victims, who don't have much to do, some of them, they may not even do it, because we have this kind of nonsense belief that once I cross the bridge, let the bridge break. Some of us, if you give us maybe a very good amount of money now, and that can establish you and settle you for life, it could do for themselves but now that everybody, you are still feeding from hands to mouth, you are talking about freedom. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those that have voice, have contact, have fund. They don't want to hear it. Only few, and that few is not enough. That's what I mean by we are not ready. If Biafrans, Igbo people are through, let's imagine where Obi Kubana is ready. All the past and present governors are ready. All the business even APs. What is the name of this guy? Innocent. All these people, rich people. Imagine if they now say, okay, no, give us, do this, or we go. You think Nigeria will be doing the total gaga for them? No, they will not. But it's those people that I just mentioned, not people like them. Okay, they are the one actually knocking at doors of Nigerian government, telling them, do you allow them to do this? That is the case now. So it's gonna be a long way.
That is desperately needed. We make the following call. A, targeted sanctions. Impose sanctions on individuals and entities implicated in the persecution and violence against Christians in Nigeria. My brother Steve mentioned some names. Those are the names. These figures are well known. Some time ago, 2 years ago, Dubai arrested about quite a couple of terrorists. That's the UAE government, and prosecuted and jailed them. They gave them a corresponding list of their sponsors in Nigeria. The UAE sent that list to Nigeria, and Nigerian government has slept on it up to this day.
And P2B is aware of this. They're all aware of this. But they need to also, they want to be president. So that's why I said, if you see a common Nigerian, average, just common person, a commoner, Obi will be the next president. The other one has no, I want the article, God will punish you, Obi. Both of them will start having beef. One guy is even fighting me because of people being said. Somebody, one of my closest friends, for years, wrote I'm like in a kuna, boy na phone, boy na phone. Get if I got some half hour, boy half hour, and say half hour. How is life? How is your family? That's all. We don't talk deep as we used to. Why? Because during the P2B's campaign, I told him that Obi is a no-gay area. That I don't support. I don't know that the guy was actually one of the leader in the P2B's campaign. And he was sending money. Didn't I found Oh God. Until this day, he sees me, he's not seeing me as one of the hater of P2B's progress. I'm not, I don't hate P2B. But I already know that even if somehow he won the election, if he win, Igbo land will be like hell, because they have to deal with you people to be the one campaigning and championing that Obi should come down. Like his own people. You don't understand how Fulani is. They have all the strength, everything now. So for you, some of you praying that Obi that when he was governor, they acquired people, his own people and put their body in the Izu River. He pretended that nothing happened. Is it when he's enjoying in Asa Rock that after buying you, he will talk anything? As he's campaigning and the demolition building in Lagos, did he say anything? In fact, I'm actually okay. I'm not happy that they're demolishing houses. Sorry to say that if you're one of the victim, because that is the only thing that will happen for your brain to reset. Even though they have not demolished it enough, because people are crying out. But imagine if they demolish it in Abuja, in Lagos, in Kano, in Sabongere, in Nasarawa, in Sokoto, in Kano, in Jos, in Plateau. Of course, that's the only thing that will happen, that people will answer, okay. Without it, no matter how you preach, it will not, you are not talking to any man. That's why people that are fighting are sweating without looking back.
Intelligence sharing. See, we need capacity building, share critical intelligence with groups capable of defending themselves, and provide non-lethal weapons and defensive capabilities to vulnerable communities, bypassing a government that has proven unwilling or unable to protect its own citizens. D, diplomatic pressure. Leverage every diplomatic tool to demand accountability from the Nigerian government for its failure to protect its Christian citizens and to cease the arrest of those attempting self-defense. E, allow us to defend ourselves. If the Nigerian government cannot and will not defend us from this systematic jihad, then they must allow us the right to defend ourselves. Instead of sending soldiers to arrest our able-bodied youth who are merely trying to protect their homes and families, the government must step aside and permit communities to organize legitimate self-defense mechanisms. Disarming the victims in the face of an existential threat is no neutrality, it is complicity. Furthermore, as crucial part of the solution, we demand that the USA, the Interpol, and the global community arrest the sponsors of the Fulani Jihad in Nigeria, who are the very center of gravity of this genocide. Those sponsors are well known to the US, to Nigeria, and the Interpol, and they are among the top echelon of the Nigerian political, business, economic, and traditional institutions. They must be prosecuted before the International Criminal Court, ICC, for crimes against humanity. This is not merely about justice for the past, it is also about dismantling the machinery of terror that continues to threaten our existence. My people are resilient, we are resourceful, but we are also systematically slaughtered. We are not asking for an army to fight our battles, but for the fundamental right to protect our lives, our families, and our faith in the face of an existential threat that the state has failed to address. The price of continued inaction, of polite diplomacy that ignores the brutal reality on the ground, will be paid in Christian blood. Let us not allow history to record that when Yerwata, my village, when Benue State, my state, which is made up of 98% Christians, and when Nigerian Christians are persecuted.
In Benue State, they have 98% Christians. Wow. 90. So no wonder. Do you understand it now? No wonder. I did not even know this one. 98% Christians, and the Christians in the south, in Enugu, in Anambra, in Imo, in Abia, in Ebonyi, in Calabar, in Port Harcourt, which is River State, in Delta, even in Benin, are still sleeping. That God is fighting. That is, this war is going on in Benue now. God forbid it to happen here. God is fighting our battle. God is not fighting the battle. That is why it has not started in your state. Really? So you pray. We are more prayerful than Benue people. Okay, from the by, like I said, story about when before Nigerian Civil War, Ejime were mad that never had to be ready. It was when they started buying Igbo people across the whole Nigeria that they realized, okay, let us support Ojukwu. If not that they buy the Igbo people like that, by the time Ojukwu talked about Biafra, they will tell him, okay, yes, I can't sleep. Tomorrow we'll talk about it, can't sleep. They will tell them, look at the room where he's sleeping. He told us this and go and catch him. But as long as that time have entered their own house, if your house is, if you are Peter Okoye, Peter John, James Chukwudi, Ifeanyi Chukwukafo, is either your cousin, your relative, or your town, your village person, the body is also part of what they are going to bring from the north. That time you will never remember it in sabotage anymore. I'm being honest. But as long as it is peaceful now, it's not just attack there. No, it's not enough. We always wait until the middle before we talk. Of course, I know. That's why everything that's going on, and I just calm down following it, because I know that we are not ready yet. Go and watch the strength and the effort of PM. He abandoned everything. No, too much. No, I'm not going to abandon. I beg. Leave my 2x2 shop here, I beg. Now, if you Biafra, she about boy, I don't need the jobless. But by the time they send Buddha to carry back your 2x2 shop and put it to one side, probably in somewhere in Meduguri. I'm going to phone Zigo Kichiku. Kevin, I don't name na side. Now, no one that governor, even the Ghana local government said, we actually have quite go that place because I say happy and get back tomorrow. Okay. So what are you going to? Now one day check back and now local government can come out. If local government man go and I travel. Okay. So this is your shop now, and I will now put you back. That is it. Then after capable 2x2 shop, we will know put the bullets snack. Then that I now by one side. You can just fence. Bullets are Galia and no everywhere. You can't even see your beacon anymore. You know, get on that he go down. I go see my mama get to I wrote something about he will farmer. I think the government say nobody should cross there. I can't even have military patrol that side. Before go and get check your your last self. If we go to such a check for the mamma will join committee with the first. In our do shop is no longer there, and I get said he got Gija and I got first. Then one of the customer Mabuko Budanabra here, everybody on the motor. Right. If you are about to know the cake, if you can, and I will say now people see from north now, but that is not the difficult. Not scream up and cage up and usually may escape. Then in that kind of mood, call us a maybe in the morning. Now what get down. Now if anybody could like start is kita na over and both in abroad and they could not go Biafra. He said that you are supported. The K was not good with that. Say I would not again and call her on side of the story. Okay, if I'm not Biafra, That is freedom is one that man, as long as he got sao, you couldn't in the morning. You got shop, okay, Bamoto, but no, can you thereby you go Peter Leaf, go Maragari, no, but yeah, the same individual for 1 minute, fridge dana, so another kind of shop, okay, key shop, okay, I'm going to for white brothers. Do you, like I said, it was easy for people to buy the idea of Ojukwu freedom because during that time, before the war started, as long as Igbo, Imam would go account, you would die wider. Before that time. So you can bank you would go say, now you can on this bank. If because you have first thing, they can on this bank. They can on. So you know you got to go there gig you and show you also again at the number get mode transport. You get you CD any map and batago. But ana agwa say that na if guys na you can want be man. Give an me match ni si buye gi na ni ga go kwa keta. Man, as long as that cat does it, I can't work any bad about somebody or listen also well. Okay, so that then no matter how you walk, no matter how you want to pray, this is our nature. Do you understand? This is our nature. That's our people. And I'm like a why it's such a born account nature because if you know your history, you know what is there waiting for you. Because those people that actually did in this wrong head that how much of that all quite the same blood. Until Zogi are off more man. If I check my social media and I saw maybe that if I see any news that maybe Igbo 5 mansions in Lekki owned by Igbo people have been just demolished. Even basically, when you comment because I don't know if again it doesn't move me anymore. Like my brother feel, oh, you're about people, what the hell? If they do not do that, you yourself will have your freedom. They must do it. You have to make up your mind to accept it. Because some of you now they develop BP so easily. You need to know where you are coming from. Okay, if we don't care, maybe police now. Some people well, all the bad, very bad, yes, but our people cannot change. If not, they trend off man because not one person. It's not trending the way it's supposed to. Nobody's calling for international community, like genuinely, like people that matter. Okay, everyone, I don't support any killing no place. Okay, everyone, one soldier na Aba. People begin to talk. Hey, nah. You remember that time, maybe 2 soldiers na Aba. Now, and they go ahead and actually destroy your plan of the good work of Alex Oti. Now I can't the people. Everywhere it was that news. Now, soldier Febun 2 up, yeah, lead it to many things. Then not only that, it's if I don't have love because every go the body, Ghanaian family hammer. Kizima can one man and cable now police here. Nkakwa ka fly mo kwa keme na kina marama. Manika ga watch come acid no so we know all those things. But all gays okay, every family get with their own share. Then only. Important people will listen to you and they will buy the idea. But as long as Chukwumaka na emepe shop ya na moto obia boga na garage of moto oga aba we roll na post up na bia mo drive for safely. But what if you na cause no you are just talking to yourself. Okay? So that's why I said on it in my neck one if I do that day. I know how many backlash and within. Instead now if I am serious, okay, have me attack. I want my car guess what? Une taste here for go say now. Not clear.
By these murderous jihadists, the world turned a deaf ear. Let us instead forge a new chapter, one where justice prevails, where human dignity is upheld, and where the systematic jihad against Nigerian Christians is made with a resolute stand of a global community echoing a dark chapter from our own history. Finally, I called on the US, all of you here, to help pray for my siblings, for my friends, for my relations, for my community, for my state. The American dream, which was so well encapsulated and articulated in paragraph 2 of the Declaration of Independence, that you so much desire, we also desire that. We desire this unalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yes, we do. Thank you. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. God bless Yarwata, and may the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, continue to rest in perfect peace.
We produced a 28-minute short documentary on the massacre in Yellowwater, and
there was no truth.
Let me read the message from Madam Ori. He said, Master Guy, if they demolish their homes, they will say that is why they want P2B to be president in the government, which jihadist agenda, it is sad. The mentality is the major problem. If you like, let them bring P2B 700. Like, let's say everybody in a Lagos state fix like Igbo Yoruba are just like P2B. Academically, everything, let them just be copy of P2B. It save nobody, it will save nothing. Nothing. People saying that it's just that you don't know P2B. P2B is I'm not against him, he's an Igbo man, but you don't know him. He's a politician. A man that cannot feel anything. The pains of other people. You think it's just by let me know the side, do not have attacking our brother. But the only thing you understand is that he's not the solution. That's all. He's not the solution. Let us just if anybody saying that you are saying that tough, ignorant. Because P2B cannot stop jihad. I'm not P2B now. To stop it is to distance yourself. That's as long as if you want to go in the government to stop it, you are not only a liar, you're a deceiver. That is gospel truth. Anybody that is getting involved, it's just that you want to pretend. You just want to grab your own, now that is available. But not that you're going there, Bruno be naig, so you're not solving anything. Or they're possible.
Nigeria. There was no media organizations. And you know what was happening to those people? To Lawrence and Masara Kim and all of them? The journalists sitting in the big capital cities, the big cities and in the capital, who were taking the line from the government and didn't have the courage or the integrity or the professionalism or the character or the motivation to go to those frontline villages. They just bought the line from the government that it wasn't really happening, and they bought the line from the U.S. State Department that this is nomadic tribesmen being forced to move from climate change. The Fulani are not really terrorists. Oh, the fact that they're Muslims got nothing to do with it. Because they're nomadic tribesmen, they're looking for other land. They're looking to go somewhere, and that's forcing them to clash with the Christian villages. Nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. That is just an example to you of how climate has been used as a scam. I mean, it's not just fake, it's much worse than that. All of these systems that are being implemented that are so profoundly dishonest, they're systems of control. How do we control the people, control the information and the narrative, and then have that as cover to do whatever it is that we want to do, which, by the way, is to go into Christian villages and not only annihilate people. I mean, in one of the recent attacks that Truth Nigeria has reported on, putting women and children inside cages in the market and burning them alive. I mean, I was sitting down to dinner in my hometown in Texas one Friday night years ago. My husband was with me. It was when we were trying to get the sound of freedom was being blocked because people didn't want child trafficking to be a conversation everyone was having. And we were doing our best to help get that movie put out. And I got a video. I showed it to my husband as we sat down. He couldn't eat. And it was a young 17, 18-year-old girl from Nigeria who was pulled from one of the villages, and as they were slicing off her head, they were digging her baby out of her tummy. And she was well advanced in pregnancy. That's the reality of what, when you put those numbers up and you go before your colleagues in Congress and you put those numbers forward, that's what it means in human terms. I mean, Lawrence once was calling Doug and myself, he's sitting in the back of a meat wagon on the bodies of his friends and neighbors with malaria. Remember, after that he went out with malaria for weeks. I mean, these the courage of the people who are on the front lines reporting this cannot be overstated. But the challenge that they face is that the media itself denies the reality that they see and report on with their own eyes and ears.
It's true.
I mean, that's without conscience. Honestly, I stand before all of you in the National Press Club of the United States of America, the most powerful free nation on earth, where we have First Amendment rights. And I cannot say strongly enough to the press corps, do your job. Do your job. Because we are supposed to be the inspiration and also the safety net for journalists everywhere. It is truly without conscience that you can witness the execution of people and have it denied because journalists are too lazy, too corrupt, too stupid, too cowardly to stand up and tell the truth.
Sure.
That is without conscience. And, we have to stop being afraid of what people will say to us. We have to stop allowing those who tell the truth to be punished and those who lie to be rewarded.
The Meati person who spoke is here. The person, Lower Benue, has run away, and that is what they do with us. They tell us what they want, and then they run. They don't hear us. But let me say one thing clearly. Meatiala Breeders Association, Cattle Breeders Association are not breeding any cattle in this country.
Raw truth.
All the cattle, majority of them that we see up and down this country come from Pokistum market in Yobe. They buy them and they take them across the country. Once they finish selling, they go back. So no person is breeding any cattle in this country. If they were breeding, they would have known that it is better, it's healthier to breed cattle on a ranch. They would have known that.
But they don't want.
There is another thing which we must also appreciate. And this is the fact that the current crisis, even though you can trust it to the killing of a small Fulani person going about with cattle, is actually not right to trust it to that point. Because this problem has been happening here for more than 10 years. For more than 10 years. And I want us to not forget the fact that this is not just a Benue problem. Today, the Fulanis are in Bayelsa and they are grazing by force. Today, the Fulanis are in Rivers State and they are grazing by force. So we who are Nigerians and who want to stand our ground as citizens of this country must appreciate the fact that we are not dealing with a local problem, we are dealing with a bigger problem. The issue of Nasarawa State has come up, and we know that even during Amakura's time, Fulanis were coming there and attacking Benue State, and Amakura will call them international hunters. He will call them international hunters, in spite of the fact that Nasarawa State does not have any international hunting grounds. He will call them because he wanted to mask that. And even today, the governor of Nasarawa State, Sule, is also masking the problem. Those of you who are in Nasarawa State will know that ancestral lands belonging particularly to the Tea people in Awe, in Doma, in Kiana, in Lafia, and in Obi have been taken over and given to Fulani people. And these Fulani people are the Fulani people coming outside the country. Now, no other person in his right senses will ever deny that the Fulanis who are pushing and attacking us are coming from outside the country. It is people like Sule, the governor of Nasarawa State, who is giving them heaven, who is giving them refuge, who is getting the lands of his own citizens and giving it to these people. The person from Lower Benue talked about climate change. Let us be clear on one thing. The people who are coming as a result of climate change and pushing us are armed and they are not from this country. As citizens of this country, if we never resist when our governors and our politicians push us away from our lands and give it to foreigners, we will be making the greatest mistake of our lives. The Nigerian who is a citizen has more rights to the land of this country and the resources than somebody who is coming from outside this country, no matter what is chasing that person. What do I want us to do? First, I want us to note that our politicians in the different parts of the state, including this state, have...
All right. That is the end of the clip. We have a message from Madam Origin. Say, Can is oblivion. Gone. Again, Can is, let me bring it up. Can is pretending to be dead. The pastors are asleep. The prophets are busy, burdened with PM in Finland. Anyway, many of them know the truth. It's just that, like I always said, they put their own interest first. So many of our people are like that. So my people, please, before you go, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I would like to inform you that we are going to come again. I will come again by special grace of God in no distant time. Hopefully, we are going to come again. There's something I want us to talk about, about DOS and their group. Let us touch their own side of the story. It's going to be on another video. So please keep your eyes on that and make sure you subscribe to the channel in case if you're new. Let me let you know, let me advise you, for some of us that are jumping from any platform that we are gossiping about other people, it is good so that you know your stand, right? But no, you need to learn how to define the problem, because 99.9% of people that are watching here are not below 18 years. Means that if all of us are, we are now at age of buying and selling land. There's none of you, nobody here that want to buy land, they will say, oh, you're underage, or you want to sell your land, they say, no, you're underage. Meaning that you are matured, you cannot represent. But we often pretend that we don't know our problem. Please, I will encourage you to start learning how to identify your problem so that you know what you are feeding your brain and your mind with. Thank you so much and God bless you. Madam Origin, I don't know if you are busy. We are going to end it now. So maybe when we come back again, definitely we're going to share link, okay? Thank you so much, and please like the video before you go. God bless you, and bye-bye for now.